right, time for Neil's spiel. And how is this for awkward? The president is set to do a little auto industry rescue bragging at an auto plant that's due for closing. At least a few weeks worth of closing. Apparently business is bad and things ain't exactly humming. But no matter, the pres is still coming. You heard me right. The president talking of new industry technologies at a plant that is about to be shut down. Apparently this Michigan Ford plant churns out hybrids, and let's just say hybrids ain't too high on folks' list these days, what with, the tumbling gas prices and all that. Pity, because the president's sure been pushing. He vowed to have 1 million hybrids on the road this year. Turns out he's, well, about 700,000 short. Here's what's wacky, though. The Ford folks gave the White House a heads up on the soon-to-be sidelined plant, which would be like Solyndra giving the big guy advance warning and saying, hey, Mr. President, we're about to go bankrupt, truth be told, but you're more than welcome to check out the plant we'll be shutting down. No, he is still showing up tomorrow. Now, what does that say about a good defense? Maybe an even better offense. I don't know, but this much I do. As optics go, this don't look good. Not that the president doesn't have much to celebrate. After all, car sales are booming. Just not for the kind of cars that he is pitching. Gas guzzlers are big. His not-so-gas guzzlers, not so big. But what's optics to a president who golfs through a couple's wedding? Let him get married on another hole. Let this president just dig an even deeper hole? The presidential historian Doug Wead, who says maybe the president should just try and skip this hole. Doug, what do you make of this and what he's still doing?
That's a great spiel, by the way, Neil. I think it's getting embarrassing because it's repeated over and over. Every president has these misplaced moments, bad imagery, but this is reoccurring. I remember with George H.W. Bush, we sent him to a mall, into a supermarket to showcase increased consumer spending. He got in there, he got fascinated with the scanner at the checkout.
I remember that. That's right. You didn't factor that in, did you?
We had to jump on that because image is so important.
Sure.
And in this case, if the White House has reached this level of competence in promoting its own agenda and its own statements, what does that say to the men and women whose lives are at risk, who are depending on the White House out there on that level of competence?
But Doug, how is this stuff PR'd through, if you don't mind the term? Obviously, Ford took it upon itself, maybe the CEO did, to let the White House know, this plant where you got him coming, we're shutting it down. So he's free to look at another plant, but that one ain't exactly firing on all cylinders, and they ignore it.
Yes. Well, the last time we talked about this, you pointed out that sometimes the president will override his advisors. That had to happen.
Do you think that happened? The advisors told him, Mr. President, this plant you're going to?
Absolutely.
Really?
No advisor would risk his rear end by not making sure the president knew, you got to know this plant is going to close. And he went anyway. I think that was his decision.
To
Billy
what end
Joel,
then, Doug? What would he say? It's a pity they're shutting this plant down? You Americans don't get it? What?
I think he thinks his words will override the imagery. Deaver reminded us, who worked for Reagan, that imagery is extremely important. People will trust what they see, even over the words. And I guess he just doesn't get it. But it's reoccurring. It's repeating.
All right, but the imagery doesn't match the reality, right? And the imagery is of hybrids that he likes that, because of these declining gas prices, they're not hot right now. Now, that could change, because gas prices inevitably will rise, but they're not hot now. In fact, they're stone cold right now. And ironically, the auto industry that he takes credit for rescuing, and give him his due, he did provide the continuation of the bailout money. He is going to say, I'm responsible for you guys being back on your feet. But ironically, thanks to gas-guzzling vehicles that he abhors.
Well, I guess he didn't expect this story to get out the way it has. And, the entertainer Billy Joel once said, I'm barely competent, but in a world of incompetence, that's extraordinary. And I think this particular White House is showing incompetence. They got to get ahead of this. They can't keep doing this.
Doug, I forgot how good you are and how worldly you are. Billy Joel references snuck in there. Not so bad, not so bad. Doug, Happy New Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.